New polling data came out last week showing that Donald Trump's cabinet, all the Pam Bondis, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, all these little idiots running around, is actually the least popular cabinet we have ever seen in the history of polling on cabinet members. There is not a single member of this administration that even has a 50% approval rating. The most popular member of his cabinet, which for the moment is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., his disapproval is still -7. -7 points. And he's the most popular. A majority of people don't like him, and he's still the most popular. Now, what's important to point out, however, about Kennedy's approval rating is that last month he was only at -4. Now he's at -7. He's been in the news a hell of a lot more. His attacks on vaccines, the panel that he put together of these anti-vaxxers released their new recommendations on Friday saying that kids don't need the MMR vaccine. As we just came from the largest measles outbreak on mainland United States that we've had in 100 years, right? Well, kids don't need the vaccine, they told us on Friday. So I imagine Kennedy's poll numbers are only going to get worse from here. He is a dipshit, but he is still the most popular. But the title of least popular member of the administration, including less popular than Donald Trump, is none other than Miss Let Me Attack Our Freedom of Speech, Pam Bondi. The Attorney General of the United States is sitting at a -19-point approval rating, as even conservatives are starting to turn against her with her attack on freedom of speech. The funny part, however, is that these polls were conducted before she launched her attack on freedom of speech and got Republicans pissed off at her, calling her a moron, which I talked about a couple days ago. But let me read you this. CNN's Harry Enton, who is their data guru, the guy that dissects all the polls, here's what he had to say. What a disaster for Pam Bondi, and therefore, if I'm Donald Trump, I'm just going, what the heck is going on here? Take a look here. Google searches for free speech, get this, up like a rocket, up 186% versus the 5-year average. I went back and looked at every single week. More folks are searching for free speech this week on Google than any week in at least 5 years. And of course, not surprisingly, who's the top trending topic with free speech? Well, it's Pam Bondi, of course. People are taking her comments, looking it up, interested in it, and as you saw from the Wall Street Journal editorial, they ain't liking it too much from the left to the right. Pam Bondi was already underwater. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes underwater more. The reason right now, again, these polls were done before the attacks on freedom of speech. The reason Pam Bondi is the most unpopular right now actually goes to the Epstein files. Did everybody get distracted from those things? Remember the Epstein files that the Trump administration, to their credit at this point, doing a good job distracting us from. But it's the Epstein files, the handling of it, the lies about it that Bondi, of course, has told. That's what's driving this massive public backlash against her that includes people on both the left and right. Now, when you add in there her recent attacks on the freedom of speech, that's going to get even worse. But Enton continued. Who is the biggest pain in the rear end in the Donald Trump administration for him? Who is he having to answer for? Oftentimes, it's for Pam Bondi. The free speech situation is just another example of that, and we're just going to have to wait and see where it goes. But at this particular point, there's a reason why Pam Bondi is by far the lowest and the least liked member of Donald Trump's cabinet. Problem, however, is that the public, I don't think they've quite put the pieces together yet. At least most of them haven't. Pam Bondi's only doing what Trump tells her. She could go down to a 0% approval rating, 100% negative approval, we disapprove of her, whatever, and Trump's not going to fire her. She could walk into a press conference holding a kitten in her hand and rip its head off with her bare hands. Trump's not going to fire her. Because again, she's only doing what Donald Trump is telling her to do. So the public hates Pam Bondi because Bondi's doing horrible things, but they have to realize the horrible things she's doing are coming from Trump. Republicans don't get that. MAGA doesn't get it. I know Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone out there and attacked Pam Bondi and attacked Kash Patel over the things they've done, but she has said Trump's not involved. Well, that's a lie. These morons in this administration, with the exception of Kennedy, he's off doing his own crazy bullcrap. The rest of them only do what Trump tells them to do. None of them are acting in their own free will. None of them have autonomy. They're all doing what Trump tells them. So the public needs to realize that while you're hating these officials and they deserve it, that hate also goes to Donald Trump because he is the puppet master pulling all of those strings. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.